Okay, Days, I think we're good.
Okay, so I can read this. Hello.
Right, you need to talk to the people which are in the...
Today we are painting Daddy's favourite artist painting. Called Arrival of Spring. This was painted by David Hockney. David Hockney normally wears primary colours and a black cap. That's why I'm wearing a black cap. There is a fancy dress competition, and there will be first place, second place, and third place. So good luck. Send pictures to us.
Brilliant, thank you, Daisy.
No, I've still got more.
Oh, have you?
Comment.
Go on then.
Comment, shout out if you want to shout out at the end of the class.
Thank you, Daisy. Have you finished?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, brilliant. Hello, everybody. We're back, and it's Friday afternoon, start of the weekend. We're going to do a painting. My favourite artist, David Hockney, total Yorkshire legend. It's got the same birthday as me, so he's pretty happy with that. The painting is called The Arrival of Spring. The original is about 20 metres wide, and it was made bespoke for a wall in the Royal Academy. You knew that, Dave, did you?
Yes.
This is actually the middle segment of it, because it's actually this big. Have a look at the Facebook page at the top. It looks very much like David Hockney was helping us in our class a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's true or not. The painting is of Walgate Wood, which is near sunny Pocklington. Loads of people will know it is the centre of the university. If you haven't been to the Yorkshire Wolds, you must. Yeah, that's it. Should we just do it? Okay, let's get painting. I printed out this one because there's so much detail in it. It's quite hard if we take our time. There's a rush at the end, so we're going to really go fast at the start where the detail's not so intricate. So let's just get started then. Intricate. Can I have a canvas?
I don't know where the canvas is on. Oh. Okay, yeah.
So the first thing we need to do is we need some yellow and some white. And we're going to paint basically the bottom half a light yellow. I'll show you. With your biggest brush, paint the bottom half yellow, but wait, it's like, let's get this up here. Good job you're all prepared, Dave, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Ugh. We had 3 minutes all week to do this. Okay, we're on. We are on. Let me move this up a little bit.
Paint it yellow.
All right, Paul.
Do you just paint it yellow?
Hold on. Right, that's it. We can paint.
Yellow?
So, yellow and white. Yellow and white. Yellow and white. Biggest brush you've got.
Biggest brush you've got.
Look at that. I've got a cotton brush. Get a clean brush, not a green brush. Yellow and white. Yellow and white. And Days?
Yeah.
Days started with 0 instruction. What we're going to do is going to paint the bottom half. We want a nice straight line. In yellow and white.
Bottom
just
half.
Slightly.
Bottom
just
half.
slightly.
Everyone
Just slightly lower than halfway.
Just slightly lower than halfway.
Okay,
just like
with your
I've done.
big brush. Any mistakes? Don't panic. Daisy's made a big mistake to start with. Okay, and we're going to go fast because sometimes in this painting we need the paint to dry, and sometimes we need the paint to be wet so that we can work in it. But all this yellow needs to dry because what we're going to do is later on we'll be putting wet green on top and we'll be scratching out the kind of foliage and stuff, which is a lot easier than painting it. So it's white and yellow this.
Oh, you're doing it very, very a lot.
Very, very lot.
Yes.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
It means
Paint on the
different
edges.
language.
And don't try and go as fast as you can for this. We don't want to see, which means the easiest way to go fast is by a big brush and lots of paint. I'm going to sneeze, Dace. I've got hay fever. Hold on. Here we go.
Dad!
Oh!
I did it before Daddy.
Oh! Have you got lots of paint on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Try and get a nice straight line at the back.
Yeah. Exactly what I
So hopefully you've got your reference printed out. And this is the line that we're doing here, this straight line at the back. So you'll see this straight line here at the back. See the yellow line?
in the middle.
It's slightly lower than middle. Let me just finish this. Hope everyone's doing okay so far. Any questions? Fire them over with your pictures, but you can't go wrong so far. It's just, well, Daisy did. She wasn't listening, but it's paint the bottom half yellow. Okay. Next thing we need to do, and this is still
as I did.
we need some yellow paint. Oh no, we don't. We need some green paint. Tiny bit of green. Can I have some?
Green. Yeah.
And we need to do this quite quick as well because it needs to have time to dry. Do I get my own?
No, I've got it.
Okay. Real bit of yellow now. Real green. Okay. Cool. Okay. Now I've got a little bit of green paint next to my yellow and my white. I want.
Can you put that next to your yellow and your white? Oh, come on.
We want a really, really light green. Dave, look at this.
We want a
Dave,
really,
look.
really light green.
We don't need water.
We don't need water.
Oh, we do need a lot of paint, and it's like
But
this.
we do need a lot of paint.
Yeah? Are you looking at this?
Yes.
Lots of paint, so mix it all in.
Oh no.
This, Daisy, you need to listen. Underneath the yellow line, so leave a yellow line. Daisy, look at this. Leave the yellow line. Leave this line, and then everything else goes light green.
I wasn't going to do that.
No.
I was just going to paint over it.
So you want to leave that yellow line and paint the whole thing really light green.
Is that good?
It doesn't matter if it's patchy. Just chuck it on. Dave, go for it. Oh, nice. I think it needs to be a bit higher than that. If you look at the reference, always look at the reference.
No, it's watering.
I said don't use water.
Are you
Yeah. Great thing about David Hockney, he did not care about any little mistakes like that.
Like this.
He did not care. If you see,
Little.
if you see, look, you see, jump out of the way. We're trying to get a nice straight line here of yellow. Oh, look at mine. There's a nice straight line of yellow. That's what we're trying to get. And then we fill the bottom bit
Oopsie.
with green.
Let's just, yeah.
Okay. And we're going to do this quick because there's quite a lot of messing about to do later, and we can do this. This is easy. Just chuck it on. Loads of paint, chuck it on. If you want to get a straight line, the way to get a straight line with paint is use your paintbrush perpendicular to the line you want. So it's hard to paint it straight like this, but it's quite easy to paint it straight like using it underneath. I think it's best if you get a really thin yellow line. So move the green.
Yellow line.
Thin, yeah. It'll be fine, but move the green close to the top of the yellow line as you can, but leave the yellow line. Like these.
Leggy.
Okay. Now, do you think Granny is going to win the fancy dress competition?
Really, because it's really good.
It's such a good competition. You didn't even recognise it, did you?
No.
Okay. Now we need to...
It is on the Facebook.
It is on the Facebook page. The next thing we're going to do is the... you ready, Dave?
Yeah.
The next thing we're going to do, all of these trees in the background. So you don't need a new brush. but you do need some blue paint.
No, you need red.
Nah, not yet. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we've got blue paint, and we're going to paint all of the trees, the bushes and trees in the background. All the trees, not in the bushes. So remember how we were trying to get that straight line before by going perpendicular? You're getting paint on the floor, sweetie. We're going to do the same thing but by coming in on top. Now, we do not want this to drip down. So be very careful. If it starts to drip, you can see here it's not dripping, so that's going to be okay. But if it starts to drip, stop it. So don't use any water.
Don't use any water.
No water. So it's a mixture of blue.
I bet this will
Maybe
go
add a bit of
wrong
white
for me.
actually. What?
I bet this will go all wrong for me.
Oh, technically it won't. It'll be fine. So it's yellow. It looks like a yellowy blue. We've got this nice blue here.
Oh,
If it's too blue, put some white in. And we're trying to get that straight line.
Come on, white. Come on. You can do it.
You talking to your paint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What everyone does.
Yeah, everyone talks to their paint, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Leave it, still a big brush.
It's
Hey, mix it up on the canvas, sweetie.
sorry, but it's not. So, come on, Kate, you can do this.
Come on, paint. Come on, paint. You can do
What
this.
are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. You weren't listening. Get a nice sort of light blue in with your green and a bit of yellow, and we're just doing all of this stuff in the background. And try and keep this yellow line straight. Let's see. What's that now? I think we're all good. No one said. Nobody said. Oh, Paul's painting. No one said they can't hear us. That's good. Alright. So just work your way along. There's actually, look at the original, there's actually like a little V in the middle. Where, like just in the middle, there's like a little V. You see here? So try and make sure you get that bit in.
So paint the V.
Paint the V. Paint the V. It's important because it helps for the depth. So there's a V here, and there's also a V at the bottom where the path goes up, and that all helps. Do you see, Days? That all helps bring your eye into the. So you see the V here?
Yeah.
You've got it. Maybe it's a bit higher up, probably a little bit. And then there's a V at the bottom. Well, not a V, but there's a triangle at the bottom.
Well,
And it drags your eye in, you know? Okay.
Okay.
Keep going. Paint
Keep
quick.
going.
Paint quick. Paint quick. This is so important. It's just important that we cover the canvas and
Before you paint over it.
we don't want really any white canvas poking through because we're better than that.
Ha!
We're better than that, Daisy. If you want to make that yellow line even thinner, I think there's a line of blue on top of the yellow.
I've got different.
Hey Dave, there's a line of blue on top of the yellow. So you can have your trees greeny.
They're not greeny.
You ready for the next bit?
No.
So I'm definitely rushing. Definitely going pretty quick. This is going to be great, Dave. Use more paint. You know how your paint's running out?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give it a big scoop.
I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo.
Okay.
I do this every single day, don't I?
Watch.
I'm a weirdo.
You've never done that in your life.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
the first time I've heard you say it. Okay, so that's looking quite good. That is looking good. Right, now, don't forget to paint around the edges.
Don't forget to paint
Paint around the edges.
as I have
Save
done.
money on framing and all that. Hang them straight on the wall. All that. All that. with a clean brush. Totally brand new clean brush.
Totally brand new.
If you haven't got a totally new brand new clean brush,
Clean it.
no, don't bother. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to do the white of the sky. Which one's mine?
There.
Right, thanks. Yeah. Put all your stuff on my palette days.
Yeah.
You know, there's like some sort of, there must be like an artist's code where you don't do that.
Well, I did do
You did do it. Get a clean brush. Brand new clean brush. Have you got one?
it. No. I need
Okay,
a
here you
brand
go.
new
Here you go.
brush.
Here you go. Take that. And then we're going to do the sky in white. So that's why we've got white paint.
Just white.
Just white paint. And a clean brush. And we're going to do the sky in white. You don't have to bother. If you're doing this on paper, don't bother. Because the sky is already white. Don't go up to the green, but not into the green. If we're painting. Up to the green, but not into the green.
Oh, it is white.
It is white, yeah. Up to the green, but not into the green.
Because last time, every time I did my sun, it went green, or blue, or yellow.
Up to the green, but not into the green.
Up to the green, but then it.
Up to the green, but not into the green. Up to the green,
But not in.
but not into the green. Have you got that? What is it?
No.
Up to the green, but not into the green. And then with your finger, you can just blend it in.
Or, if
Uh-huh.
you don't want to get your hands messy,
No, you don't do it with
use
paintbrush.
tissue.
Oh, I could use a tissue, yeah.
I always do that.
So just with your fingers, you can blend this all in, and that'll help the trees look like they're further away, and you'll end up with brilliant painting.
Wow.
I know.
Great.
We're gonna give you 5 minutes because I know I
But
go
what about my
real
yellow?
fast.
What about my yellow?
Just paint. Put white straight on top of that. That's it. Okay, we're gonna give you 5 minutes to kind of get to this stage because I know I go really quick, but I have to go quick so you can see what I'm doing, then you can do it. That's it.
Ah. This cap is annoying me right
Oh, that's good. It's a bit too big for you, isn't it, really?
now. Yes.
It's a bit too big. Right. It's looking good, that face. Looking good.
Done. And this is what happens when you got your hands messy. 1, 2. I want to see who's here.
We need to should we do a little sign so that people know what's what? Daisy, you need to keep your brushes in the water, otherwise they'll
Okay.
dry up. Tell the people
What?
what you need to do.
What do I need to do?
Keep your brushes in the water.
Ah!
Keep the brushes in the water.
Keep your brushes in the water. I'm going to sit on the floor because I like to sit on the floor.
Okay. No one can see you down there.
I know. Daddy just stubbed his toe. No one wanted to know. Daddy didn't want
Get up,
anyone
Daisy.
to
No one
know
wants to
that.
see you. Get up.
No, I like sitting on the floor.
We're going to start in about...
Hello.
We're going to start again painting
Yeah.
in about 3 minutes.
In about 3
In
minutes.
about 3 minutes. So just to recap.
Cat.
Stand up.
Cat.
Stand up.
Cat.
Get up.
Recap. Cat.
To recap, we painted the whole thing. No, Dave.
That's the word. Recap.
Recap. Oh,
Yes,
it is. That's the word you've got. It is, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we just got the word.
So we paint the whole thing yellow, and then we add some green onto it. This is going to dry out.
This is
Going to dry out. And then we did blue on top of the yellow line, making our yellow line real thin, like this, real thin as you can. And then we did white. Recap.
That's the word.
We did white on the sky, and we just blended it in a bit with our fingers. Yeah.
Recap. That's the word. Oh, now we sent it off anyway.
Okay, so Daisy, stop it.
Recap.
It's not a TikTok video. This. It's not a TikTok, you know. I want red paint.
Oh, I don't have red paint.
Okay, we need some red paint. Next thing we need is.
Oh my gosh, the yellow and the white's blending in again.
Is it?
Yeah. Sorry. Hi, Red, how you doing today? Did anyone hear that?
Yes. Can I have some red paint?
Okay, sure.
We're going to paint the trees next, believe it or not.
The trees next, believe it or not.
And we've got plenty of time because we went fast.
Because we went fast.
We went hard early, didn't we, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
So with your red paint, I'm going to put it next to. Oh, it doesn't matter where you put it. But you want. You can use whichever brush you like. We're going to paint the trees. We're going to paint them all in red to start with.
Oh yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
What we're going to do?
I don't know.
Yes. We're going to paint the trees. Now, things you need to know about these trees. I'll come around
What
here.
if you got white on your finger?
We'll just wipe the white off a bit.
I need a tissue.
Get a tissue.
Tissue.
Right. So we're going to paint these trees.
Where's the
And we're going to paint them in red. So what we're going to, so as we work our way across, left to right or right to left if you're left-handed, we're going to go all the way from the top down to here. But have a look. You need to have a look where they land. So they definitely don't land here. They definitely do land past the horizon. And the bigger ones, like this, the thicker one, like this big purple one, we're going to paint it red, paint it purple later. It's further down. It's like goes to about here. So the thin ones are further up, and the thicker ones are a bit further down. But none of them are past halfway in the green. So they all go. They're all like that's the biggest one to about there. You don't have to get the exact amount of.
I'm looking what's happening.
You don't have to get the exact number of trees in. It's quite difficult, especially if you're on a small canvas to get loads in. I knew you weren't listening. We're doing the trees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go over here. Go over here.
Over here.
Go over there. Right. So to do the trees, we're going to use red, maybe a bit of yellow, and bish them on like this, and then we'll have the break. So we've got 15 minutes at least to paint these trees. Big brush or little brush, whatever you're happy with. Paint trees orange.
Orange.
Orange. I need a brush, Stace. I need a brush.
Come on, Yellow, you can do this.
Go. Daisy's talking to her paint again. Right.
Daddy, everyone does it. You're the only one who doesn't.
Okay, so I've got red. Red, if you want to mix it with some yellow, that's good. And
I'm mixing it with yellow.
one thing you definitely need to know is that trees are thicker at the bottom than they are at the top. Now these trees are pretty much the same width all the way, but as soon as one goes thicker at the top, looks stupid.
Just do it again.
You can't just do it again, can you? So you've got to... Right. Loads of paint and all the way down. Straight. This is a little skinny one.
Oh, but I've got a big brush.
Well, you need a small brush.
You never said.
Well, sorry, I can't remember everything.
I need a little brush.
Right there.
I need a
So that's the
little
first one as we work our way across. And because it's a long way away, it's further up the horizon. Don't worry if you can still see the background behind it through it. We'll be giving these trees another coat right near the end.
Can I use
So-
this one?
Yeah, of course you can. So we're just going to work our way across. Don't bother trying to get every. You can if you want, but it's quite tedious if you're trying to get the whole thing exact.
I can't do it.
You've already mentally given up how many days on that. And there's a few of them that are a bit cheeky and they've got, oh, Daisy's gone for it. She's gone for it. What has Daisy done wrong? Let's have a look. She's definitely gone for it. It was a bold start, but this tree is not straight, is it?
I can't do straight.
Straight down. Follow the line down.
Can't
It's
do
going to be
straight.
fine. It's going to be fine.
Follow the line.
You've already done that bit. Go, go. More paint. More paint, more paint. More paint. Oh, you're growling again.
Follow the
Okay.
line. Oh, I did it.
Okay, so I'm going to go quick again so you can
I'm not going to go quick.
see what's what.
Ta-da.
If the paint is still wet underneath, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Don't worry
Believe it or
about
not, this is red paint. You know, we don't have to bother with the orange, let's just go straight red. Just easier, isn't it? Loads of it, because we're trying to block out. The trees are in front of the background,
I can't
obviously.
block it out.
You need more paint.
Look
No,
at
you
this.
just need more paint.
Look!
Get it on there. Get it
Oh,
on.
it's drifting.
Whoa. Kick the,
Tripod thing.
sorry about that. Minor earthquake in
Barbados.
North London. Barbados. Right,
No one knows that we're not in Barbados. Shh!
here we go. Right. And just keep working your way across.
Dimitri!
Keep working your way across. A few of these have got... Huh?
Stand
That's good. We're getting a couple of skinny ones. Look, Dave, stand aside so that people can see your
aside.
beautiful tree.
Away from
This is
the
one of the
platform.
thicker trees. Listen, this one, it should go to about there because it's a big thick one.
Ah.
You can put some little trees to the side of it. Alright. Okay. Don't wait for me. 'Cause I've got a 9-year-old to deal with.
Like that.
Bit thicker, slightly further down.
Bit thicker, slightly further down.
Yes. Right, put some little trees, put some skinny ones in here. Do one there
Skinny one.
and one there.
Skinny. Skinny.
So we just keep working on these trees.
That's a wonky one. What if it's wonky?
There's loads of time to paint this. We're going to paint trees until
It's purple!
1:45. I can't get mine straight because I'm doing it at an angle like this. So if I'm like, you fucking lie. It's all gone quiet, everyone's. We don't need to tell everyone that. It's all gone quiet because people are concentrating.
I bet it's very
Everyone's
good.
concentrating. Everyone's concentrating. Everyone's concentrating.
Oh my gosh! Wiggly one.
That's quite a wiggly one. These trees, they want to be pretty.
Well, sorry, I can't do straight. Not my
Oh, that's it. David Hockney, right? You go and see some of his original paintings.
Dan.
That's rubbish, Dave. Come on, that's just like a ghost tree. You can see through it. Get loads of paint on. There we go. So as we're going towards the middle, there's a gap where the path goes. Oh, remind me to paint the path in.
Oh,
I
remind
forgot.
you to take.
Last time I painted it.
Do it.
So as we get further towards the middle, there's definitely one tree that's the last tree. Let's do that last tree now.
What are we doing? Oh my gosh, you're
Do the last
so
tree, Dave.
good.
So it's a skinny one, and make it end here or here. Do you know what I mean? Nice. Oh look, this tree here's got 3 prongs. Prongs?
Dan,
It's a tree. It's a branch.
remember to not have a cap in your eye so you can see.
Yeah. Belt up.
If I was a painter, I would just.
You're going to cut my hair next week.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't like your hair. Cutting.
You're going to cut my hair and break. Alright. So there's at the back of the pathway. We'll put the pathway in, Daisy. Do you want to watch me?
Yeah, sure.
Put the pathway. No, you have to be this side. Right, pathway goes in the middle, and if we shimmy it left to right,
Shimmy,
shimmy, left to right, it's going to look a bit more like a path. If you go like this, it's going to look amateur-ish. Amateurish. Amateurish.
Shimmy, shimmy.
If a bit of the green shows through, that's fine.
La 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 la.
Did you get that, Daisy? Come have a look at it, and then you do it.
Ah, now I do it.
Yeah?
Okay, here we go, everyone.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Where's my coffee? It's nice. All the way down to the bottom, and it's wider at the bottom. Make it go into a little point at the top. Dave,
Yes.
make it go into a little point at the top. So it's going off into the distance.
Can't do that.
Why not? You can do it. Okay.
Well, this is my painting. So it's like that.
So look,
Do I have to have loads of trees?
put as many trees in as you like. But make sure your trees, they go all the way up to the top and wrap it round. Oops.
I have these weird things. Like. Ta-da!
Are you happy?
No. Yes. Yes, I
That's
am.
pretty good. What happened to the skinny trees? You've done all the thick ones.
Yeah, that's one wrong. Can I use your brush for the skinny trees?
Just get a different brush then. We've got like, must have 1,000 brushes in here.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, very quick. Very quick. You sure? These are for you, Sarah. Sarah likes to use a lot of brushes.
There you go, brush. Shimmy out.
Oh, I've gone to the wrong side. I thought I was left-handed for a minute. Okay, here you go.
Lots of paint.
Lots of red. We hardly ever use red paint. We hardly ever use loads of red paint because it just goes so far, but this one is quite a bit.
I did an amazing one.
Let's have a look. Oh, that is a good one, Dace. Yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. It's everywhere. It's all over your top. Don't tell your mother. Don't tell your mother.
Okay. Huh? What was I doing? Oh wow.
So all these trees, they will go different colours, but not just yet. Try and they might need a second coat of red if you've got see-through trees like me. Daisy had a see-through tree earlier, didn't you? We want to be blocking them out.
What if it went all the way down?
What? Well, you don't. It's up to you, Daisy, I don't mind.
Yay, it's up to me, so all of them are going to go now. Just joking. Oh yeah, I forgot about what I was going to say.
You can't use too much paint, can you? Well, you can, I suppose, because it might drip down. That might not be good, but...
Like I can. Oh gosh. Oopsie daisy. I drew a heart in my yellow.
Let's have a look. Oh, that's good. Show the picture, the thing.
I drew a heart in my
I'm not
yellow.
sure you can see that. Oh yeah, that is good. Oh, Days, that's amazing.
That can be my sketch. Drawing hearts in the yellow.
You're a lunatic, you are. Let's have a look at that. Not so bad.
Oh no, it didn't go into the grass. Ta-da, I'm done.
Ta-da!
I'm done. Thank you for watching. Bye.
So, Sweetie, you're not quite done. So, Daisy reckons she's done, but look. These trees here.
You can do it.
No, come on.
Oh no, here we go. They're gonna go
They need to be
wonky.
blocked in, so they need a second coat. Ooh. Oh,
Drop my paintbrush.
oh no.
Oh yeah, you drew another heart on the floor. Oh, I did. This is what happens when you drop your paintbrush. And then you hold it and then it gets all over you again. It looks like it's plastic still. See what I mean? They're going wonky. Oh, hope everyone else isn't going as bad as mine.
Yay! Auntie's on the pen. You what?
Hope everyone else isn't going as bad as mine.
You need more paint. You need more paint.
Do it.
You
Oh
just
my god.
You just need more paint.
A heart in it. Sorry, I'm so bad at big heart in here. Can I have ghost trees?
Yeah, if you like.
Yay!
If you like.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna make a tree. It is going to be by Ghost S.
The tea break.
Oh, Steve.
Back at 1 o'clock.
With maybe cleaner hands.
Hmm?
With maybe cleaner hands.
Yeah, you want to wash your hands.
Someone say sauce all over my
Come on.
hands. Sorry.
This is the tea break now. So you can use this time to
To wash your hands.
wash your hands
And get a drink.
and get a
Orange
break, look.
juice. If you have some. Oh my gosh, I always get paint on my stuff. Like last time, I got paint on my yellow dress. The time before, I got paint on my new order shirt. And now, I've got paint on my yellow jumper.
I don't think that yellow jumper's going to fit much longer. Okay.
Have you got like a towel or something?
Yeah. There you go. Don't just throw it everywhere. Look. And mind that as well. I think these are going to be pretty decent. So 20-minute break.
Has anyone said shout out?
Hmm?
Has anyone said shout out?
It's up to you. It's up to you to get the shout outs in. You left your paintbrush out again. Alright.
Anyone said shout out? Who did? Hi everyone. Can I say hi everyone?
You can, but not from there. If you're going to say, hi everyone, try not to do it in a weird accent. Unless you're going to go deep south, because that's just funny.
Hey everyone.
There, I'm thinking.
Can
And then read out the list of,
Can I?
yeah. But say it's from you. It's going to, oh, days.
What? What? I
Yeah.
just said hi everyone.
I've got a t-shirt.
Huh?
Oh, look.
Recap. Can recap.
I got a t-shirt.
What do you mean? Oh my gosh. For who?
Me.
Oh. What does it say?
Dolly Parton.
Oh my god.
Isn't it? I think it might be about 50 times too big. Oh, let me sign, fella.
What should I say? I want to say hi. Hi,
Right, yes. I don't think you should be on the computer, Dave.
Why? Like that?
Huh?
Is there?
Go on, send. Right, Daisy's on the computer now, so... Hoo-yah!
Oh, Mummy's back.
Oh.
Hi everyone. I'm Daisy. Comment.
We want to see photographs, so if you send a photograph, I'm not sure you can send photographs in the straight into the live stream, but you can on Messenger. Messenger the photos. Do you know what I'm going to do?
And
good at this actually, aren't you? You like the social media manager? Hmm?
Is that good? Do you
Just send it.
understand?
I don't even read it, just send it. Just send it, it'd be right. It'd be right, Des, it'd be right.
Yay.
Tell you what won't be good is if I run out the battery on my phone.
That won't be good.
That'd be bad. Real bad.
Daddy, this came up.
I don't know. Don't know what that is.
Hello. Hello.
Let's have a look at Jemima's. Dave, there's some photos coming in.
Oh, where?
In the messenger thing.
Messenger. This one.
No, we've already seen that one.
Messenger.
Where's it? Oh,
58 watching.
that's good.
500,000.
58 million watching. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how Jemima's. I can't see it. I can see it on my phone, but I can't see it on the thing.
Wow.
That computer's going to run out of battery.
Was it 20%?
That was close. Whew.
Woo. We're on it. Okay. Like and subscribe. Sorry.
I wouldn't start singing, Dave, I don't know. Oh.
Oh, someone. Oh, there's mine.
Where is it? Can you see it? Oh yeah, click on it. Oh yes, Jasper. Oh, it does fit. Face. Not bad, huh?
Look at his other one.
Oh, he's good, isn't he? Jasper's good.
Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Oh, I know what we could do, Dave. We could do the screen one day. It's not very happy. Not very sort of happy. Shall I do the?
Everyone.
Shall I do the second half like this?
61.
Shall I do the second half like this?
No.
Okay.
No. No. No.
Better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Daddy.
What?
Steve.
Yeah, Steve's good lad.
Dexter. Mommy. Papa. How do you like comment? Oh, you do that. I'm trying to like everyone's comments.
Tell me on. That's Jasper's paint, that's it in there.
Oh, Ray.
Oh, Ray, yeah. Well, Ray's not been doing much painting, you know. I don't know if he's... I reckon you might want to leave that now because look, it stopped.
Has it stopped for everyone else?
No, it won't have, but...
Has it stopped for anyone else?
No, it's just ours because you've been doing lots of stuff on there.
Oh.
It'll catch up, hopefully.
I just commented.
Yeah. So we can go out of it and back into it
Mm.
and do it like that. I'm so hungry.
Pot noodle. I love pot noodle.
Oh look, these are going well.
Oh,
Yes.
Hello.
Good one, Melissa. Yes, look at that. Yeah, I know, that's what we're looking at.
No, but
Ah, Lisa's run out of yellow paint.
uh-oh.
Okay, let's see if we can get it back. Yeah. So. Yeah, look, it's back. You can tell it's back because of the time. It's only about 30 seconds ago. I'm so hungry.
Pot noodle.
Not pot noodle. We haven't got time. We can't be doing pot noodles.
Oh, please, I'm hungry.
We'll have a pot noodle after.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing good.
Just say they've got 5 minutes to go before we're back. Ah, Nigel's on the gouache. That's a good thing.
No, that went badly.
You're going to love the next bit, Dave. Dave, tell everyone to get a fork. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Are you doing it? Oh, that's my fault. Okay, 3 minutes to go, Days.
Okay.
1 minute to go. Shall I tell you what we're going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to mix up some green paint.
Uh-huh.
So you want to get that ready. Dark green, and then we put it on top of the light green. Scratch it off with the fork. I know, it's epic. You need to tell people to get a fork, Dave.
Yeah,
Go over there. No, but go over there and tell people.
No, look.
Eva's back. Get a fork.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, Dave, you just keep saying hi to everyone all the time.
Huh?
Okay, we're nearly on. There's Emma. Hi, Emma.
Oh, hi, Lorraine.
Dace, you're on. Have you got a fork?
Huh?
Have you got a fork?
No, you never gave me.
Jump up there, so let's get a fork. Use.
Get a fork!
Dace, we're on. Tell people to mix up some green, say welcome back and stuff.
Welcome back! I'm not sure which one's annoying me more, my hair or the cap.
Alright, I need to get you a...
Welcome back. Make sure you don't have paint on your shirt.
You're going to have to use my fork, Dace.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna like this.
You are
aren't I?
going to like it. This should be... I've got another...
Oh, here it is.
Ah, good one.
What are you
Okay.
gonna use?
Oh, well, that is a very good question. Right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the break. Get a fork. Get a fork. The next...
Get a fork.
Yes,
No.
very strange. Get a fork. So for the next bit, what
Maybe
we're going
don't
to do...
eat with it. Maybe use this for painting.
What we're going to do next, I'm going to bring in the camera a little bit and show you. Daisy, you don't even know, so you better watch this.
Yeah.
Mix up some green paint.
Mix up some
Dark green paint.
with a whisk.
Not with a whisk.
Why is it
We
that?
need some dark blue, Daisy. Get some dark blue.
Oh, that's dark.
Daisy, don't put your fork in there. Stop it. Go.
Ah! Sorry.
Right, mix up some dark green. So you
With
want
your
the dark
fork?
blue.
Or not?
Just mix up some dark green, Daisy.
Does it matter if it's with your fork?
don't mix up your dark green with the fork, in answer to your question. Fork is for later, not for painting with. So. And then you want a little brush.
Another little brush.
Any little brush. So, here we go. Tea break. It's gone. We are going to mix up some dark green paint.
As we said.
So it's dark blue and yellow with a smallish brush because we need to get in between these trees. Make sure it's green and make sure it's dark green. We're going to go, I'm going to bring the camera forward so you can see. John Old. Right. Do you want to watch this, Dace?
Yes.
Go on then.
Everyone, start your work day.
Right, so what we're going to do is with the dark green, Dave, watch. Dark green, we're going to start putting it on here, thick, no water, in between the trees. It's a bit tricky, but don't worry, we're going to redo the trees. Don't forget we've still got a yellow line, don't paint over that. And we're going to do this. Now, whilst it's still wet, get your fork, and that's how we make...
That's so fun.
And that's how we make this. It only works.
But I didn't want
It only works if the paint's wet. And you're scratching off the paint. Okay. So that's what we're doing. You with us, Dave? Dave?
Yes.
Yeah? Have you got your fork ready? You're not at the top. That's not the top. Dave?
Yes.
At the top. We're working our way down. So we're going to work our way underneath the yellow line.
Yeah.
To start with, and make sure you're scratch it off whilst it's still wet. And don't worry if you paint over your trees because we're going to redo those. You can even push, look at that, you can even push the fork up and it. This is good. Thought of this, literally. Okay, so working your way along. Don't forget, don't panic if you paint over your trees, because we're going to redo it.
No, what? I don't want water.
You don't need water.
Me. Just put this in the other one.
Okay. So we keep going. Do you know what, Dave? This is not going to finish at 1:30. So look, how's it going? Going well?
Yeah.
Don't use water. Thick paint. Put as much on as you dare so that before it dries out. So if you're quick, and we're just doing this line here, and you can scratch it in or do it like however you like. And if some of this grass goes on top of the trees, then that's fine. Right. Okay, so now we've gone all the way across this top kind of band, we might need to have a little drink. How's it going, Dace?
Good.
That is not straight, is it?
What's not straight?
That's better, look. Okay, so once we've done this line here, we can move on and do the next line that covers up... Finish your line, Dace. Nice scratching. And then, with maybe a slightly different... Oh, it doesn't really matter actually. If it's a slightly different shade of green, we're going to do the same thing the next row down. And for that, we don't need the fork. We need the wrong end of the paintbrush.
Yes!
That's the best thing ever.
Yes.
And then you can scratch it out. Actually, yeah, it works better if the green is really dark. It works better. So to make dark green, you add blue, and then you can draw more.
So can I just do it darker?
Yeah. So and then you use the end of the brush to scratch it out.
Okay.
Look at the original, and you can see, you know, what sort of shapes you need to make. Some of them are like a long, thin strand, and then there's little leaves coming off it like that. Just experiment, but basically for the next 10 minutes, that's all we're doing for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, so chuck it on. Don't worry if it goes over your trees. So we use the fork for the first bit, and then we use the wrong end of the paintbrush, or anything else you can find really.
What if you go over the path?
It doesn't matter, if you go over the path a bit, that's fine, because it's just a path and there's going to be a little bit of you know, grass to the other side of it. I reckon the kids are going to be loving this bit. So stuff that's, don't forget, same old Father Ted sketch, stuff that's further away is smaller. So as you get towards the front of the foreground, you can do these sort of ones. You can go like that, get loads of paint on. Hey Dave, watch this one. Come over here. Get, for the stuff at the front, you get loads of paint on. And then you want to do some really nice foliage. So you're going to go these little lines like that. Oops, that wasn't very good, is it?
Oh!
You can draw them on like that, you see.
I get it.
Okay, and if it's not working brilliant, or you can, or if it's drying too quickly,
Just a bluey green.
then the other way of doing this, and we're gonna mix the two ways of doing it. So you can either scratch it out, or of course, this is probably for later if you wanted to. I'm gonna scratch it out. The more you press, the better it is. Might work better. It's probably on paper. This is working really well. Less so on, not brilliant on canvas because you've got the grooves of the canvas, but still all right. Keep checking your reference. If you get stuck, normally because you're not looking at your reference. David Hockney would not care about little bits of mistakes or stuff like that. That's looking pretty decent, Daisy Doos. Now you can go all the way down, you can basically do the whole thing. You don't have to wait for me.
Can I do a different shade of green?
Yeah, do different shades of green if you like. Scratch it with whatever you can find.
Ooh. This is the shade of green that I'm using. Oh, it's not very good shade of green.
Just the trick is, do it in patches and don't let it dry out. If you don't like, if you do a scratch, so here's an example, right? Just chuck some blue on there. And also, if you don't like it,
Oh.
so I hate that one. Let's do another one.
Oh, you can just go over it.
Yeah.
can't
Oh, I
you?
hate that one. Let's do another one. I love this one. I'm going to keep it. What do you reckon, Dave? You alright? Yes!
I need more! I was cooking this.
You're loving this, aren't you? You got a cuckoo? What? You can't put too much paint on. If you get a, oh, Days. Oh, it's looking good. Days. Daisy, look at me.
Yes.
I'm helping you. Put loads of paint on. You know how you do like doing this sloppy paint?
Yeah.
You can put tons of it on this and it scratches out really nice. Put loads on, especially at the bottom. Especially at the bottom.
Oh my god, how
I know.
did you do that?
You put well, I just said you put loads of paint on. Okay.
Let's bit. No!
Right, what time are we on? 1:15. 1 more minute painting this. And don't worry, the video stays on. The video stays on the Facebook if you are.
You don't have 1 minute. We have 1
We
minute.
got 1 minute, but the video stays on Facebook for I think a month.
So you got it, man.
So you can watch it back.
No, recap.
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 Okay. Right now then.
Soon we have to do shout out. Whoever said shout out.
You need to do a shout out list, Days, and you can do it at the end.
If you want to go fast, then you go like this. It's like real fast, right?
Grass doesn't go that way, Days. Look at the original, it's all up and down.
Aww. I don't like that. Let's just...
Okay, so the other way of doing this is, well, in addition, not the other way, you can paint on the grass and the foliage and stuff. Dave,
Yeah.
come over here, watch this. So you're getting some light green.
Yours is so best.
It's not even English. Dave, look. Get some light green. And some people like to, I'm impatient so I just throw it on and start scratching, but some people, like later, probably not now, might want to go in with...
I'm doing that.
You haven't got the patience for that, Dave.
Yes, I have.
You haven't. So you can paint in your own foliage.
I'm gonna paint my own foliage.
Hey?
I'm gonna try, but I might not have the patience for it.
Give it a whirl, but it's a nice mixture, so... yeah, if you do a bit of the scratching and a bit of the... a bit of the small brush stuff. If you don't know what to do, look at the reference, it's all in there. All the answers are there.
Let's go like this.
All the answers are there.
And now we get the light green.
So So look, Daisy. You're gonna paint a few in.
Yes. I need yellow. And what was the other colour to make like green? Light blue.
Just get some light green and yellow. You can put some white in it if you want. I'll put a few little flowers in, whatever. Look, I've done some daisies.
What?
What? Done some little daisies, look.
I'm
Aw.
doing this.
Okay. Now, before we get too carried away, we need to sort these trees out.
Carried away. I've been carried away.
Before we get too carried away, we've got 10 minutes.
No. Let's whisk it up. Okay. So now, we're good. Okay. I need to go.
Dave, you've got a massive brush there. You want to use a small brush. Yeah, well, before we get carried away, I know it's 20 past what? 18 past 1. There's a bit to do. We need to redo some of these trees because they're not all dark, deep red. Dave,
Yes.
what do you do? You do that after. Watch this. Get some yellow and some red, clean brush, and redo, go over some of these trees, especially the ones that you might have got grass. You know.
I don't have the patience.
Oh no, we don't want drips like that. Careful you don't put too much water on.
What are we doing now?
Watch.
Oh, what colours are there?
Orange.
Just orange. Okay.
And if you leave the red out on the, just try and do the middle of the tree, works quite nice.
Silencio!
So now it's all jumping about. It's hey Olan.
Hold on.
Danny's painting. What's happened?
Come on, Kate. You can do this.
Yeah, talk. If you like Daisy, you want to talk to your paint. Give it a little bit of encouragement. Come on, paint.
Hey, you can do
Come on, paint. So obviously you can do this forever, and you can paint the little flowers forever. There's some bright yellow ones. We'll put them in a minute. We need to mix up some purple.
We need to make some purple.
Guess what? I've got some purple. I know. If you're lucky and you've got some purple, use some purple. Get some purple. If you're unlucky and you haven't got some purple, you can make your own purple, red and blue.
Woohoo!
A little bit of white, a little bit of white,
White.
purple white.
White. Come on, white. It's okay, white.
Let's have a little check on the reference, shall we?
It's okay.
Get to that fork. Little reference. Okay, Daisy, look at this one. Look at this one. Boom. I know, isn't it? So that's a purple tree. So purple, white. Chuck it straight on this big one here. If you leave the red
Chuck it
outline,
straight
chuck it
on.
on, chuck it on. If you leave the red outline, that's looks quite cool as well. And then probably the same with this one here. Oh, Daisy looks good. Don't. Oh yeah. Okay, and then the same with this one. Bosh that one on there.
Bosh.
Bosh it on. Bosh it on. Bullshit on, bullshit on.
Ah.
Okay. So, and then the finishing. Wow. Let's just chill for a minute.
Do one more.
You happy with that?
I'm gonna do one more purple. Done.
Looking good. Gotta be happy with that, haven't you? Huh?
Yeah.
So there's one more bit to do. Have a look at the reference so you can tell people.
Yellow.
Oh look, we've still got the clock on. What bit is missing? No.
The leaves.
Yeah, we need to put the leaves in. Bosh, bosh! Hold on, you're right. Bosh it on.
Bosh.
Bosh it on. So we're going to bosh on some leaves. Get some green ready. Get some green ready, Dave. Everyone get some green ready. Green and yellow. We're going to bosh on the leaves.
Bosh. Oops.
Oh, it's your phone.
Oh god. Where's it? Yeah.
Daisy's got a call coming in, so everyone stop. Find out who it is. Who is it, Dave?
Bluebell.
Bluebell. Oh, Bluebell's ruined.
Once more.
Hi. Right, Dave.
Um,
Dave, you need to hang up. We need to do this.
I have to go as it's the painting class again. I'll call you back after. Bye.
Okay, the finishing touches of this.
Oopsie.
Don't worry. So the finishing touches, there's loads to do, right? So we're not going to 100% finish this. But to get to a stage where we're going to be
I'm just
leaving
gonna
it
go
in 5
for
minutes. Go for it. We've
Oh,
got to
no.
put these... Dave, shush.
But look.
We've got to put these green leaves in. So they're all pointing towards your vanishing point, which is here.
There's yellow leaves.
Which is
too,
here.
remember?
So there's green and yellow leaves, and they all sort of point like
Why
that.
does that keep
Some are bigger,
happening?
and they go on top of the trees. That's why they
I
come
need
like
a
that.
tissue.
And then
Where's the
so we're going to fish
tissues?
them in. Some big, some small, different colours like dark green, light green, and yellow. When it's dry, so later this afternoon, it looks really cool if you get blue felt tip pen and go around the outside of them. You can also do the same with red felt tip pen and go down the outside of the trees, and that kind of makes it all. Daisy's making a mess.
It's okay, everyone.
Not really.
Not really.
Okay,
But
dokey.
doesn't matter.
Forget about that. Let's do these leaves.
But look.
Don't worry. Just forget about it. We'll do the leaves.
Does leaves are the important ones.
Okay, so lots of leaves.
I need the grain.
Just be brave.
Just be brave.
Some big ones,
Everyone's brave.
some little ones.
Everyone's brave. Everyone's brave.
I'm using a big brush because I'm lazy, but for people that don't paint as much, it goes probably easier. A bit more control with the small ones.
I like the big brush.
There's a song about that, isn't there, Days?
Huh?
Huh? I like big
Brushes.
brush. Okay. Yes, that's it.
I don't remember that song. Oh no, it's watery.
Yeah, so just catch the drips if they come down. We don't want drips.
No drips, no drips. Remember you don't need drips.
It's hard, isn't it? Hockney's really hard. There's so much. We haven't even done all the twirlies and stuff. But you,
I like this.
yeah, it's a good. It's just hard. It's hard to teach because it's so fast. Next week we're going easy, something easy, so everyone can like chill out. Like,
And so at least it gets the yellow.
yeah, at least to get your yellow painted. What are we going to paint next week?
I don't know.
So this is the normal green.
I'm a widow.
Quite like that.
I'm a widow.
There's some little
I'm a
ones.
widow. Widow. Oh yeah. I'm a widow.
Put as many in as you like.
I need a yellow one.
Just, it'll save time if you do the same, do all the ones in the same colour. Oh, they're good days. Like them.
Hi yellow. What are you doing?
They're nice. Talking to your paint again.
Dropping your paint again. Huh?
Huh? Hmm? What?
What did you say?
What did you say? Say what?
You said what now?
You said what now?
Say what now? You said what now? Yeah.
So you can go crazy and put loads and loads of these on, but you know, we are under some, well, not really. We did say we'd try and finish half past, so we'll try and finish half past.
I finished.
You done? That's nice, Dave. I like it.
Oh, there's a big go over something.
Put some yellow flowers in and some pink flowers. Mix up some pink. This is the final touches. But Daisy's had enough, so she's going to be.
Red and white.
Put some yellow leaves in, not loads, just a few, wherever you fancy them. Odd numbers.
Now I need white.
Oh, look at the drips. Stop! Stop!
Red and white makes pink.
Right. So there they come.
Soon we're going to be doing shout outs, so shout out.
And a few dark ones. What I would be tempted to do, is because it's still quite a bit. We're gonna finish it. We're gonna add some little pink flowers and stuff, but the whole video will save to the Facebook page. So when it gets uploaded, as soon as it's finished, it uploads. You can sort of fast forward it and go back to the bits that you missed. So yeah, there's the thing that is going to make the whole painting kind of pop up. It's this bit, Days. It's this
It's
bit.
what bit?
Pink.
It's this bit.
The little
It's
pink
that bit.
flowers.
It's this bit, huh?
Hmm? So we're going to make some little pink flowers, okay? We've overrun. But Mix up some little brush, red and white. Little brush, red and white.
If you've watched Grease, well done. Oh my gosh, please.
And these little pink flowers are going to be, certainly going to just jump off the page. So here they come, and they're tiny little ones. Dave?
Yeah, I'm trying to mix up your way.
Come on, you did it, I saw it, you've seen it, you've already... So you pop in these little green, little pinkies.
I am literally holding my hand so it's steady.
Yeah, good one. Sport pinkies. Just little dabs of these pinky flowers like that. Nice. Winning. 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 Right.
And one.
The more you look at this painting, the more you see. There's some blue squiggly bits in blue. Put some of those in. Depends on how patient you are.
Comment what colour you think my palette is going to turn out this time. Sorry, I love mixing up my palette.
Oh, that pink's really good, Dave. Look at it.
There we go. And maybe let's do a yellow flower. There we go.
How you getting on?
I did 2 yellow flowers.
Oh, beautiful. Look at them. Are you nearly done?
Done.
If you're done, you've got to sign it.
Ah, yes. Oh, I remember I said I'm going to sign it Ghost S.
Ghost S.
Because I'm a ghost.
Wow. There's a little top tip. This is a blue felt tip. Don't use it now because you'll ruin your blue felt tip. But if you've got some these leaves, dry ones, don't smudge it all. But if you go around the dry leaves and the blue felt tip, ta-da! Looks brilliant.
I want it surely.
No, yours are all wet.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, thanks. See what I mean? So with the little blue felt tip, wait till it dries though. You've got homework. Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah, the best thing that ever happened to me is that.
Then, yeah, do a couple of blue. Oh no, it's all wet, isn't it?
Shout out list.
Go on then, do a shout out list.
Sophia and Freddie.
You need to stand there, no one can see you.
Sophia and Freddie. Aston and Dexter. Sylvester and Frank. Lucy and Lisa, who ran out of yellow paint. Rufus and Luca. Danny. And yeah. And Granny and Papa.
There's loads more, but
There's probably loads more,
Yeah.
but yeah.
sign it, Days. And then what we have to do.
Hostess.
Oh yeah, ghost test. So we're going to put yours in a frame.
And the competition.
Well, so we need to see the photographs of the competition.
First, I know who's first place.
We haven't seen all the photos yet. We can't do the competition.
But I think I know who's first place.
Right.
No, I just want to say who's first place.
Okay. It looks like Granny has won the fancy dress competition. Daisy didn't even recognise Granny. I barely did, and she dressed herself up as Daisy Hockney, obviously. Thanks for watching. Let's get next week. We don't know what we're going to do, but it's going to be easier. It might be this. Maybe that. If people want to paint that as a
As my
Picasso,
face.
then let us know. Otherwise, we'll think of something. Let's get yours in the frame. If you happen to have a gold frame handy, that's correct. Let's just put it this way.
Oh, I thought I could hang it on there.
Look at that absolute belter.
My
Look,
absolute
you seen it?
Oh! Oh, some people use watercolours.
Yeah, I know, there's all sorts. Right, so thanks very much. Don't forget to sign the thing, share the video, and all of that malarkey. We will be back next week. I've forgotten something, but
You probably forgot something to say, but anyway!
Say bye, Days.
Bye!